What do you see in the venture side? Obviously, it's 2025. There's a lot of changes regulatory wise. Technology has come a long way. What are you guys seeing in the venture side, man?
Yeah, I think the venture dynamic in crypto is interesting. I think um it's a retail I think is has their views on venture in crypto. They tend to lean towards not being favorable to venture, but I think for BitGo, right, that it's a good business for BitGo, right? Because what's interesting about some of the venture funds is a lot of them in the US are SEC registered vehicles, and you have an SEC regulatory requirement to hold assets with a qualified custodian. So whether that's BitGo or one of the other competing custodians in the US, it's sort of a nice tailwind for BitGo's business that a lot of these venture funds have to use a custodian for their holdings. Um, I think one of the trends that's interesting is obviously SAFs are a big you know um, talk of the town in crypto. So I guess for the audience, SAFs are simple agreement for future tokens. So when you make an investment in a early stage protocol, whether it's pre-seed, seed, or Series A, when that protocol goes live, there's usually a token generation event or component to making that investment, and a lot of times it happens to be venture capital funds that are making those investments. So they get some sort of token allocation in the future when that protocol goes live, and they hold those positions with a qualified custodian like BitGo. And we help manage the vesting schedule and the unlocks for them on those positions as as it grows over time. So SAFs are really interesting. I think what comes along with SAFs are lock token deals as well. So I think the lock token deal market is a very I think it's one of the most, like, niche, best kept secrets in crypto. Like, they happen very frequently, and it could be a little bit of a taboo conversation, right? Because when you make an investment in a foundation or a protocol and, you wanna exit that position before it unlocks, right? You need to find a counterparty on the other side, but, it sort of goes against the ethos of, investing in it in the first place, right? Like, why do you wanna exit the position before it unlocks, right? So, I think that that's a very active market that BitGo sees, just given we're a custodian and we have the buyer and the seller often frequently also have BitGo accounts, right? So we will help facilitate, just given that those assets are held on our platform. We help, if there is a transfer that happens or there's a secondary deal that takes place, we have a unique sort of front row seat to be able to help them transition those positions between each other if there is a transaction that takes place.